Today on Corporate Review, join us as we explore innovative technologies, cutting-edge solutions, and timely discussions from leaders across the globe. This is Corporate Review.
Welcome to Corporate Review. I'm Jackie Bales. Wireless communications is constantly evolving, and the need for total solutions continues to grow. With us today to talk about the state of the industry and to share some of their recent projects, we have Simon Young, president of Comba Telecom International. Simon, welcome.
Hi, Jackie. Thanks for having me today.
Simon, what are the biggest issues driving the wireless communications market right now?
Actually, the market is very exciting right now as we see it. If you look at the whole market situation now, is really having anytime, anywhere connections for all of us as users or customers for the wireless network. Like we can do video streaming, instant audio streaming, shopping, everything actually all at the same time. And this is very excited, but with this, we also demand a lot of network data capacity for the wireless operators. So if you look at some statistics, we actually are seeing that actually from 2013 to 2018, there's a compound average growth rate of more than 50% of data growth.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, and if you look at the average revenue per user or the revenue for the wireless operators, it tops from 5 to 10% year-on-year growth. So network requirement, capacity requirement is growing at a much faster pace than actually the revenue growth. So the industry on the equipment side requires innovative and cost-effective solutions to address this issue.
And I know that's exactly what Comba specializes in. So tell us how Comba Telecom is positioned to overcome all these challenges on behalf of your clients.
Yeah, if you look at these kind of challenges, the market moves from coverage to capacity. Right. In the past, we still probably remember there are commercials about "Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?"
Right.
And billboards showing 5 bars of coverage being
the little bars, like 2 bars. Right.
Exactly, being the benchmark for good services.
5 bars was the tops, right?
Exactly. But now we talk about having 5 bars, but you don't have a high-speed data connection, and you will be a disgruntled customer.
Right. Now we all need high speed, needs to be 4G and all that stuff.
Exactly. So the market has evolved from just coverage, can you hear me now, to capacity or high data capacity to actually address the market need. Comba has a host of solutions that allow our customers to address this need on the wireless market segment.
Well, let's take a look at a Comba Telecom R&D facility in this Corporate Review Field Report.
With ever-escalating data demands on networks, it can be challenging for operators to cost-effectively meet these demands within their current network capacity. Comba Telecom has been working on wireless coverage enhancement solutions for more than 17 years. They provide high-quality, easy-to-install, cost-effective, expandable wireless equipment to enable broader coverage of wireless networks for 2G, 3G, 4G, and beyond.
We have over 4 R&D centers in the United States and China. We have over 1,000 registered patents, and we have 3,000 specialized scientists that help us do research and development. We also work with several of the local universities and help us do research and development on next generation technologies.
Our latest product is a Conflex DAS and MPDA products. Conflex is a RF over fiber solution to extend the service from existing cell site into the in-building or outdoor environment.
Comba puts all of their products through a grueling battery of tests to ensure their solutions allow the end users to enjoy high data rate LTE signal transmission, as well as high-quality calls and Wi-Fi coverage.
To provide the high-speed data for in-building services in 4G network, we have to change the traditional way of indoor design and manage the interference from both indoor and outdoor environment. To adapt the changes, Comba have developed a wide range of the product portfolio, which including directional indoor antenna, MIMO antenna, camouflage antenna, are used to support the 4G technologies for improving the data throughput. The ultra-wideband RF products such as couplers, power splitters, combiners, customized filters, and POIs covering from 380 MHz to 2.7 GHz, are able to support wireless multiple system.
Simon, what does Comba do that is so unique within the wireless infrastructure market that sets it apart from its competitors?
We have a good team of R&D, research and development people, both in the US and in China, top-notch people to address the need. But everybody has that, right? But one of the things that I think sets us apart, two of the things I believe that sets us apart, is that the first thing is that we actually, other than just R&D facility, we also have our own manufacturing facility that allows us to actually address the market need very quickly, evolving our product when it's needed, and then addressing the quick turnaround requirement, because a lot of times the lead time requirement from our customers are very short. And having our own facility allows us to be agile and then addresses the changes very quickly. I think that's one of the main attributes. Added with this, our own facility, we also need to get the feedback from our customer in order to evolve. So that actually I would see as our second main attribute that differentiate ourselves from others, is that we are truly global. We have facilities and staff in US, North America, in Europe, in Asia, Middle East, and Latin America. And when we're talking about this region, it's not just having products or one or two sales and marketing people there, but instead people that are locally based, that speak the language, that work closely with the customers.
I believe I read that you have 9,000 employees.
Yes.
Wow.
With that amount of staff, we actually can work very closely directly with the operators or with our partners to understand the need, because everything is different, and try to evolve and develop our product step by step, instead of having some guys, top-notch R&D people, knock up in a room somewhere in the world trying to imagine what's the next big thing.
Some countries may be ahead of other countries as far as where they are in their technology, so you're able to kind of bring all that together.
Exactly, and learn from each other. Yeah, while trying to be local and talking to the customers so that we understand and provide the solution. I think that combined with the manufacturing facilities allow us to be very agile.
So what types of businesses could utilize Comba's solutions?
If you look at the market, we can see, first of all, the wireless operators directly. Traditionally, they actually are our biggest customers. But as the market evolves, then there are some new customers called like the neutral host or system integrators or value-added reseller. And in a way that getting more and more is the enterprise, large enterprise, Fortune 500 companies that wants to have their own private/public network addressing more than just coverage and capacity of your cell phone, but Wi-Fi or even public safety in the facility. These are all our target customers.
Now, how is the migration to 4G LTE changing the wireless infrastructure market?
If you look at the 4G, is one thing that I addressed earlier. Definitely it moves from coverage, can you hear me now,
right,
to capacity, right? But changing that is not just taking out some equipment on 2G GSM or 3G to become UMTS or LTE. That actually is a lot more complicated than that. And in addition to that is that the capacity that we mentioned is not just changing the capacity. The customer, the usage pattern of a lot of customers has changed. In the past, most of this network coverage is for freeway, roads, open space to address the coverage requirement. But now it's actually becoming urban areas, shopping centers, densely populated areas, indoor and outdoor areas, and major venues. So this is the major change.
Now, what are the biggest challenges that companies are facing during this migration then to the 4G?
Well, if you look at it, it's a perfect combination for them, which is a challenge. First of all, they need to increase the capacity. Increasing the capacity is not just, as I mentioned, swapping the equipment for LTE. If you want higher capacity, you need your equipment to be a lot closer. Right next to you, or only 10, 20 meters away to you, in order to get the high-speed data you need. The second is, it moves from the areas that you can easily deploy, like next to a freeway entrance, along the road, or open space area, to the urban environment that is actually difficult and expensive to deploy. So combining these is a perfect combination as a challenge.
So what is Comba doing to address this challenge? Are you trying to make things smaller?
More than just making things smaller, but one thing I think what we are doing is that we try to create a host of solutions to address this need, instead of trying to have one product with one architecture or one infrastructure to address this need and tell the customer, this is what you want, this is perfect. What we do is that we have this host of solutions, we have all these experiences around the world that we work with these customers to try to understand their need and evolve the product so that we can address the need every time, combining with our local expertise. Because not just the product itself, the design and implementation is important to the customers in order to develop the whole total solution, as you mentioned earlier.
What is a heterogeneous network?
That's a very good question. If you look at the network, we just mentioned that I didn't go into details, is that coverage and capacity. But one thing that is important about coverage and capacity is that the network is also becoming super complicated. In the past, you talk about 2G, 3G, now it's 4G. But the operator requires to support the 2G legacy, 3G legacy network while deploying 4G. There are more bands. So in the past, it's a homogeneous network, put it that way.
Okay.
Right? And then now it's becoming a heterogeneous network requiring you to support various bands. And then you look at various bands combining various technology and protocol and adding Wi-Fi and public safety in it. That's actually the heterogeneous network, or the short form HETNet that everybody's talking about now.
Very interesting. So Simon, can you tell us about your DAS and small cell solutions? What's the relationship between those two things?
I think the small cell right now is actually a very good solution to address more of the homogeneous network, single operator, high capacity requirement. But for a lot of large venues requiring multiple band with heterogeneous network, the DAS or indoor-outdoor ones is currently the most effective solution, combining with the services and design to address the need. But we see the market converging, right? We believe in the future the DAS and the small cell will be converging to be a more effective and innovative solution for our customer in the near future. And that's why we're working into it independently, but at the same time working on plans to try to converge them into one single solution.
Very interesting. Comba recently won some large-scale projects, huge, including the World Cup in Brazil and the Sochi Olympics. Tell us about those and how you won them.
You look at those, it's 7,000 miles apart, so it looks like in two different countries, doesn't look there's any similarities. But in terms of how we won it and how we worked, there are actually a lot of similarities. Even the model of how we implement is very different. In Sochi is actually a Comba product and services and solution partner with a trusted partner. But we also provide all the support needed. The World Cup in Brazil, we implemented 8 out of the 12 stadiums.
Wow.
Yeah, and then this is actually a Comba Prime project with us being the total solutions provider, having partners supporting us. This is the difference. But the similarities is we learned from experience in Sochi when we implemented the World Cup projects. And one thing that's also similar in commonalities in these projects is that we actually requires a lot of local support from design, learning from the global experience, but we do a lot of design implementation and even on-site support during every single match in the World Cup and every single game in the Winter Games in Sochi in order to implement a solution that allows a lot of people to make phone calls.
Golly.
Or data connections.
The traffic density has got to be amazing. How were you able to meet the high density network traffic demand at these types of large venues?
We see that actually on one of the stadium, we see more than 1 million connections, data connections in one of the venues in the stadium in just one game, and that's actually a lot. We learn from the experience, from previous experience. We have a lot of previous experiences, been starting even in 2008 in the Beijing Olympics, to what we just mentioned on the World Cup, to 200 miles per hour high-speed train, high-speed rail services that we implement along so that you can make phone calls and Wi-Fi, etc., to the tallest building in the world in Dubai. These are all projects that we have done, and some are vertical, some are horizontal, but at the end of the day, we learn from all these experiences and gather on how we design to implement. So we believe that the total solutions is important, not just the product itself.
Right, right. What are some of the best practices and lessons learned, Simon, from those large venue and really high-profile deployments?
Yeah, again, I think the most important thing is actually listening to the customer. I think working with them, listening to the customer, and follow through and delivering what you believe is the best solution to them, win their trust, not just their trust, wins good reference case that allows us to go forward to support other venues moving forward, even though it's in another country. I think that's one thing that's very important.
As an industry leader known for cutting-edge products and services, Comba serves their customers with integrity, professionalism, and passion.
Today, Comba is a major global supplier of telecommunication solutions for large venues, indoor applications, outdoor applications, and specializing for enterprise solutions. We combine multi-operators, multi-frequencies, and multi-protocols all in a single solution that affords the best product at the best price, at the best design for our customers. Specifics include the Beijing Olympics, the Sochi Olympics, and most recently, the FIFA World Cup, where Comba was awarded 8 out of 12 of the major venues. We have over 4 R&D centers in the United States and China. We have over 1,000 registered patents, and we have 3,000 specialized scientists that help us do research and development. We also work with several of the local universities and help us do research and development on next generation technologies.
So Simon, before we close, what else do you see in the future for wireless, and how is Comba Telecom preparing for what's ahead?
I think the future is exciting. I think, as I mentioned earlier, it moves from a niche to a mass market. There will be more and more new apps. They call it OTT, over-the-top applications that we use, from GPS to mapping to video streaming, everything that drives more and more data capacity. So we will continue working very closely with our customers to make sure that we understand and continue evolving the product so that we can help drive to revolutionize the industry. That's what we'll focus on, and that's what we do best.
Amazing. Well, it sure sounds like exciting times for Comba Telecom and for the wireless industry itself. So thank you so much, Simon, for telling us all about this. Fascinating.
It's been great. Thanks very much, Jackie, for having me today.
For Corporate Review, I'm Jackie Bales. Thanks for watching.